I'd like to now have a look at the new extensibility framework that we've added into the desktop. We refer to it as desktop add-ins. It's effectively a managed code framework. We support .NET, VB, and C#, and we also support Java. All the common entry points into the application, like buttons and tools, extensions, dockable windows, etc., toolbars, they're all supported by the new framework, and it allows us to, or it allows you to easily create these add-ins into the desktop. They're very easy to deploy. One of the requests we get from developers is they've developed a custom command, but then it's quite an effort to build a setup to get it installed onto end users' machines, because maybe these users are working in a lockdown environment where they don't have administrative privileges. So they've got to push that out using fairly complex technology in order to get it onto the users' machines. With add-ins, we've simplified the process. It's one file. You lay the file down to a location on disk that the applications know about. The add-in automatically starts when you start the application up. It doesn't require administrative privileges. However, it's fully configurable. So if you do work in a lockdown environment, you clearly don't want your end users loading in add-ins from all over the internet. You can control that, and you can lock them down, and they are restricted to what type of add-ins that they can install. And there's also very good SDK integration to help you get started when you're creating these add-ins. What I'd like to do now is move over to Ty Fitzpatrick, who works on the development team on the desktop, responsible for add-ins. And he's going to take us through the anatomy of an add-in, show us how to create it and deploy it. Ty.
Thank you, Ewan. So at ArcGIS 10, desktop add-ins are the premier way for you to author and deploy desktop customizations. So what I'd like to do is first kind of go through the anatomy of creating one of these add-ins. So as Ewan said, you can make one via .NET C# or VB.NET. So we'll open up the project templates, and here I can create an Arc catalog add-in, an Arc scene add-in, an Arc globe add-in, or an Arc map add-in. So let's just create an Arc map add-in. Type in my project, click OK, and it's going to first bring up the item information about that particular project. So we could type in the name of the project or the description. This is my add-in. And then it gives us the opportunity to create one of the more common components that you might add, such as a button, a tool, an extension, or a dockable window, and a couple others. But these are the more common customizations that you would do in a desktop customization. So here we're going to type in the class name. I'm going to just type in pop, and let's copy and paste that. Change the caption, change the tooltip, and then we'll change the icon of this customization, this add-in. And then we'll click Next. And then this will bring up this will create the whole project for me, everything that I need to start and to author and then deploy it. So the first page that will come up is the XML of this project. So here we have the name of the project that I typed in, and this is the name of the add-in, the description, the image that I use for that particular add-in, as well as the one button that I put into that customization with the class pop that it's going to use for the implementation, as well as the caption and the tip for that particular button. If I go over to the pop class, I can then add in my code, the implementation for this button. So I'm going to use the static class ArcMap, and you'll see that it has a few of the common hooks into the application, such as the application itself, the document, or the dockable window manager. We'll use the application hook and change the caption of the application to say, this is ArcGIS 10. We'll set a breakpoint there. And then what we'd like to do is put that button on a premier toolbar. So let's add a new item. And we'll use one of the templates provided here for one of these new components. And again, we can add one of the common components, such as a button, tool, extension, or a dockable window. What I'm going to do is add a toolbar here, make it a premier toolbar, and then add that one particular button that I added from the beginning onto that toolbar. So what this is going to do is reconfigure that XML to include that toolbar now with that one button that I originally added. So here's the button, and here's the toolbar. So everything that I need for that button and toolbar is all configured right here in this XML. So again, I've got my breakpoints set. With the project template, ArcMap is already set as the default application. So when I start it, ArcMap will automatically start up. And that toolbar will already be showing because it was a premier toolbar. So if I dock that, click the button, it'll automatically stop on that breakpoint as I would expect. Continue going, and it'll change the title of the application to This is ArcGIS 10. Very simple to author, very easy to deploy. So let's take a closer look at what that created. So this is a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. Right now, the add-in is a single file. So that one single file contains all the stuff necessary for that customization. The button, the toolbar, and then you could take that one file and deploy that. So everything that's contained in that single file, so I can send it via an email, I can put it out on a network share, or one of the best ways to share my customization is, of course, through ArcGIS Online. So let's shut down ArcMap there and start up ArcGIS Online. And I'm already logged in. Whoop, I logged out. So I logged in, and let's go to one of my groups. So at Esri, I have a group called the Prototype Lab, which is where I share some customizations and maps with a few of my friends, Doug, Ewan, and Richie. And Richie has told me that he's added a new customization, a new add-in up onto our group that can be used to visualize image services with raster mosaics a lot better, a little bit easier, to kind of narrow down the images that I want to see. So here's the customization, the mosaic image selector. And what I'm going to do is, it's a single file, right, again, so I can open this directly in ArcGIS or install it from ArcGIS Online into the desktop. And what we've got now here is the install page, and it tells me a little bit about the add-in, but as well it told me that it's signed by Esri, so that I know that it's safe. So installation succeeded, so now I'm ready to go. So let's start ArcMap. And ArcMap is now going to load that customization that I just added from ArcGIS Online. So now what I've got is a base map already started here of the world streets, as well as an image service with a raster mosaic in it. And here's the toolbar. A second for that image service to draw. Here's the customization that I added. Well, let's zoom in a little bit. And there's the image service. So let's open up the tool, drag the image service in. So this is a WPF application that was built with the add-in. And what it's doing is loading in just the images for that particular extent. And I'll sort these by time. So I can tilt that a little bit, select the 2 images that I think are relevant for what I want to do, and add that into ArcGIS. So again, it's a nice, rich application built with WPF, single file, it's an add-in. And then we'll turn off the other image, the original layer, zoom out, and now what I've got is just the images that I need. So that add-in helped me narrow down what I was looking at. So again, add-ins are easy to author, deploy, and share using ArcGIS.com. Thank you very much. Ewan?
Thanks, Ty. So what we saw, good integration with the ArcGIS platform in the form of the SDK. And we also saw the second add-in that Ty showed you. You can fully exploit not just the new platform and the new capabilities of ArcGIS, you can fully exploit the capabilities of your chosen development environment, in this case, the WPF control and .NET. And when we ship for 10.0 final, we'll support .NET 4.0 as well as 3.5 in Visual Studio 2010 and Visual Studio 2008 for developers building add-ins.